So the two headstands we're going to be demoing and explaining are tripod headstand and basket headstand. Some of you might not have basket in your practice, so you just want to focus in on the tripod section of this. And others might want to focus more on the basket headstand part of this. And that's okay too. If you are feeling a little fatigued after the tripod, take a break and come back another day or maybe later and try the basket headstand. So always honor your body and where it is today. We're just going to offer some different things to help you to achieve the pose if you're at home and you want to play. Okay, so first, you want to make sure you have a nice warm body. So I would start with doing a couple rounds of sun A's and sun B's before you begin this. And then you would come to a wall as you're learning. That's usually where most people want to begin because you don't want to fall. We are going to accommodate Emilie's neck with various levels of blocks. So some people, the length of their blocks would be perfect to just have the two side by side. Emilie has played around and really found what worked for her and her body style. So she likes having 3 blocks. So take a little time, and if you're going to begin with these blocks, make sure that you find the level that is comfortable for you. So you want to make sure you're not scrunching your shoulders up to your ears. We have a tendency to do that, and the blocks just help to keep a nice long neck. Emilie's also placing some towels on her mat to accommodate her crown, so it's nice and comfortable for her. You can always play around with whatever works for you. So yeah, test it out, make sure it feels good. So the crown of your head should be coming to the mat. Crown of your head on the mat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's good.
Excellent. Okay, so she's found exactly what works for her. She's got a couple of towels, and then she's got 2 blocks that are stacked. So the first thing we want to do is bring our hands down about shoulder width apart. And you're going to be forming a triangle with your hands and the crown of your head. So the very top portion of your head will be the top of your triangle. And you notice with Emilie, she is hugging her elbows in nice and tight. So we have a tendency to kind of splay them out here, or sometimes our hands are even wider than the mat. So you want to make sure that they are shoulder width apart and really hugged in very nicely. And so you feel stable with your blocks, and the wall is behind you, so you can begin to lift. The most important part here is finding that alignment between your shoulder and your hips. So a lot of people will stop here and then they do these jumps to try to get up. Don't jump. Yeah. You want to keep walking your hips back and back until you find that alignment. And then I would play with bringing one knee onto the back of your arm and then the other knee. And you can just hold here, or you can play with lifting up if that feels comfortable. Otherwise, you want to make sure that your low belly is pulled in, really pushing towards your spine, and your chin is not crunched up against your chest. It's nice and long. You have a nice long neck. Your ribs are hugged in tight, and you can see this tight compression that Emilie has between her thigh and her chest. That's going to help in all inversions and really help in strengthening and holding this pose. Anything else?
Yeah, that was it. It's great.
Excellent. Come on down. At this point, you might want to take a break. You can certainly hit the pause button and maybe work out your neck a little bit. Take a very nice child's pose. That's stage 1. So we will pause here, and if you're ready, we can move on to stage 2. So stage 2 is without the blocks.
Or you can keep the blocks.
Yes. Did you want to keep the blocks? Yeah. Okay. Stage 2 can be with or without the blocks. Emilie is going to demo for you without the blocks. The same concept applies, though. You want to have a nice long neck. Your chin is not tucked in, but away from your body, making that nice long line. Hands are shoulder width apart. Crown of your head is in contact with the mat, making that triangle top. You're gonna hug those shoulders in, and you're gonna lift up. Play with finding that alignment. I always recommend recording yourself if you want to record yourself and see, because sometimes what we think is aligned isn't actually. So bending one knee and then coming up. Beautiful. And you can just stay here and play with your alignment. Once you come back down, or you can play with your alignment and lift one leg nice and straight. And it may make contact with the wall as you lift your other foot. Yeah. And then you're going to play with finding that zero gravity line. Almost weightlessness, and it's a little scary at first. But once again, you want to make sure that you're hugging that low belly in and up. Your ribs are nice and tight. You're engaging your hip flexors all the way to the tippy top parts of your toes. Her chin is nice and long. She's not shrugging her shoulders up against her ears. She looks beautiful. Yay! Come on down. You could take a little break here or play around. Once again, do not kick up to the wall. Try to lift. That will help. Some drills. A drill that you can do to help strengthen your core is, you want me to do that?
I think Jess demonstrated this.
Same thing.
I can do it with you.
Okay. So a drill to help strengthen the core and work on more inversions would be to come into your tripod. Neck is nice and long, and you're going to take a block and put it between your knees. And you're going to come up tucked, and you're going to lift all the way. Toes might touch the wall, and that's okay. And then you're going to tuck it back in as tight as you can to your chest. It might even touch your chest, and that's fabulous. And then back up, and then re-tuck. And breathe here. And then back up. And tuck. And then all the way down. And just doing that 5 to 10 times. You could do a couple of sets of 5 until you work up the strength. It's so good for that low belly. Anything else?
I think that's it. That's great.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Okay. Hi. This portion is just on basket headstand. So if you tried the tripod headstand and you want to try basket headstand, this is the part you want to pay attention to. And the first thing you want to do is make sure there's a nice sturdy wall behind you. You want to be relatively close to the wall, but not too close, because you want to make sure that you're shifting those hips back so that they align with your shoulders. And sometimes that's a little further back than you think. So I have about, I would say about a block's width from the wall. And you're going to grab opposite elbows to get that alignment with your shoulders, very much like tripod. You're going to weave your fingers together, and that's going to be the top of your triangle, and it's also going to hold on to the back of your neck. not really like back here. It's gonna be low crown, so the crown of your head is gonna be making contact with the mat, and then your fingers will be right below that crown. So shoulder width apart, weave your fingers, crown of your head comes down, and then you're gonna lift up and just play with finding that alignment with the hips. And if you feel comfortable, maybe you lift a leg and you can just play around and come back down, try the other leg. If you are pushing your hips back and getting that alignment, you're gonna start to feel your toes come up off of the mat. What we want to refrain from again is jumping up into your basket headstand. So hands come down, align, maybe you lift a foot and then the other foot. And then you can play with straightening out and coming up. And then the wall is right here behind you, so if you go a little too far, it's always there to support you. Play with that zero gravity feeling. You should feel weight in your elbows and in the crown of your head, not just in the crown of your head. And then come down. Same things apply as tripod to basket headstand in the sense that your neck is nice and long, you're not crunching shoulders, your chin is not tucked, it's gonna be extended, and you're gonna play with shifting the weight of your hips back. Low core engagement, pulling those ribs in and lifting through your toes. So after, you might want to practice this quite a bit, just coming up to the wall. The disadvantage here is you don't have your arm to kind of prop your knee up on. So when you're coming up, a lot of people like to jump, and it's gonna be very unstable. So try not to jump. You can also come up with a straight extended leg instead of a tuck. So you're coming in, one foot goes up, and then maybe the other. And then come here. When you're ready, I highly recommend a nice child's pose. And I will let you have a little fun playing with that. There are some drills that are going to help you with your core. So come on back. One modification that you can use to help you to find that alignment with your hips, if you're noticing that you're trying to align and you're not feeling like you can come up without giving a nice big kick, you can stack. I've got 3 blocks here. So you can come into your basket and maybe put one foot up on the blocks, and then this foot can hug into your chest, and you can kind of play with straightening and finding that alignment with your hips. Was that good?
Yeah,
Okay.
that was great. Thanks, Jess.
The one that I was going to show. Oh, so one of the other things you can do is you're learning and your body is growing and changing and becoming stronger, and you want to find that gentle lift up into basket. How I started is a stack of blocks. I'm going to start with 2. It can be as high as 3 if that's where you're comfortable. You can come to your basket headstand, and I always practice this up against the wall because my hips would come back and I'd end up hitting the wall, which made me feel safe. And that helped me also to just find that alignment where the hips need to be. So once again, you find your basket, crown of your head, feet go on the blocks, and then you can play with just lifting them up, your feet all the way in. Remember a nice long neck, chin is not tucked. Engage that low belly. Strong thighs all the way to the tips of your toes. And you can play then with slowly lowering to the block and back up. And maybe you feel comfortable and you don't need 2 blocks. Then you can get rid of one, go down to 1 block, and lift until you find that feeling and you don't need any blocks at all. Have fun. Remember, play safely, of course, and we'll see you soon.